What's poppin', you? You gonna dig into this vid, your boy Lil Shit. Dig into this vid about all the Sasuke haters, right? See, the Sasuke haters got to be some of the stupidest that I know. The Sasuke has actually helped out Konoha more so than any other character during the whole Shippuden series, really, when it comes to actually defeating their enemies. Let's look at it this way. He takes out Orochimaru. He didn't kill him, but he incapacitated him. Period. Right? Daedra from the Akatsuki. Danzo, who had his own hidden agendas as far as becoming Hokage and things of that nature. I mean, sure, he wanted to, protect the village, but the way he was going about it, I don't think it would have went so good. You know what I mean? So when you look at Sasuke for what he is, I mean, sure, he came at Kakashi. Shit, he might have even bodied Sakura, but that didn't happen. So when you look at it for what it is, I mean, he actually took out people who were actually against the village. I'm pretty sure that wasn't his actual intentions, but for what it's worth, that's what he's done. And I mean, even after he gets the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, he kills a Zetsu, dog. I mean, it's obvious that he has no real allegiance to anyone, but at the same time, he hasn't done anything to really destroy the village or attack it in any way. And the only successful one that did anything to the village was Pain, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that too. So first of all, Sasuke haters. Niggas sister hate him. I mean, to me, he's pretty much the light of the show. I mean, it's times where we don't see him much, but when he does, the show actually becomes exciting. Naruto, he's the typical anime good guy, just as far as the shonens are concerned. And it gets pretty boring and pretty stale real quick because you could be a good guy but still do some badass shit. Like, I've never seen Naruto do anything that's been badass thus far. I mean, there was no reason for him not to kill Pain. And I mean, for Christ's sakes, even Goku killed people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Goku might have been very lenient about letting somebody go, but when it came down to it, you got killed. Whereas Naruto, on the other hand, man, he dude wiped out most of the village with ease. Killed Jiraiya, killed Kakashi. Like, how could you not kill him? Like, I mean, what was there to really talk about? You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you wanted to understand this guy's pain or you felt some sort of way from him. I mean, this dude justified just because his parents died a whole village shit. I mean, let's be serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, he basically killed your father figure. He killed both. He basically killed both of your father figures, man. Kakashi and Jiraiya. And is it me or did Jiraiya die mad dirty? Like, they killed Jiraiya off something serious. Like, that shit was brutal. But he went out like a boss, so I can accept that. Jiraiya went out like a boss. I felt like the fight should have been a bit better. I mean, just as far as him actually taking out one of those 6 paths would have been cool. Because he is Jiraiya, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just the whole Naruto Pain battle. A lot of people complained about the animation. I didn't mind it so much because it did pick up, but all in all, just the way the fight ended was very stale for me, man. I don't believe nobody should have been wished back, but that was me. Like, I mean, it made no sense to kill niggas off if you're gonna wish them right back. Like, I could have been cool with Kakashi actually being dead. Not that I don't like Kakashi. Kakashi's actually one of my favorite characters. But he went out like a boss. You know what I'm saying? Kakashi went out the way he lived. You know what I'm saying? And just the scene with him and Choji, of all people, very unexpected. You know what I mean? Usually, I figured they would have paired somebody else up with Kakashi to have that moment, and Choji was very left field, but still, you know what I mean. It was randomness is good in anime from time to time because then it keeps it fresh. You know what I mean. And just Kakashi's last words of okay, well I could use the last of my chakra for this, and it was just a very noble thing to do because to the very end he was all about the village. You know what I'm saying? So you could have killed Kakashi and Jiraiya off or something like that. I mean, we've been with Kakashi and Jiraiya since the beginning of the series. So it's not like you just introduced a new cool character and killed them off just that quickly. No. So I could have been cool with Kakashi dying because he would have killed them off the way that he actually lived it. Now we're gonna jump into my dude Itachi. Now, I'm not a crazy Itachi fan. Why? It's not that I don't think the nigga's nice, but I hate the fact that people talk about Itachi like you actually seen a whole lot of him as far as the anime is actually concerned, and even in the manga. You don't see many of his fights. All you know is that word of mouth. He was very skilled as a youngster and very advanced. But you can't put him on a pedestal when you've never actually seen him in any sort of competition. I mean, the only things we see is these small little segment fights where he basically owns you with with the genjutsu right quick, says a few words, and he just disappears. The only fight we get to see him in, just as far as showcasing some sort of skill, is the fight with Sasuke. I mean, and thus far to me, still that was one of the best fights in Shippuden so far as animated is concerned. Seeing two Sharingan users go at it, man, and their techniques and overall fighting style. That shit was hard body. Now, like I said, you can't keep putting Itachi on this pedestal when you don't know the extent of his power. You never get to see it. They've never animated any battle where he's actually gone all out for us to know how good he actually is. He gets these little segments where he gets to do something very boss-like, and that's it. You know what I mean? The same way I hear everybody screaming about, oh, the fourth is the greatest, he's the strongest. You've yet to see anything animated with any extensive fight to say that that's true. The most we've seen animated with the fourth as far as any sort of fight is him owning this guy who's pretty much a grunt because he was letting the youngsters basically take on the mission themselves. I'm pretty sure he could have did it himself because these guys weren't really on no sort of elite sort of level, and he used one of his sealing techniques and he kills the guy. It doesn't mean that you're the greatest, man, at all. Like I said, we haven't seen anything from him, and furthermore than that, if the old frog dude is sitting there saying, he's surpassed both his predecessors, and if we look at Naruto for what he is now, then how is the fourth such a badass guy? Makes no sense to me. Because even still now, Naruto is whack to me. I mean, not as far as the anime, but just the character itself. I mean, how many different variations of the Rasengan can you actually use? I don't mind seeing that Black Flame technique. I forget the name, but I don't mind seeing that from guys like Sasuke. And because Sasuke actually is like a technical fighter, as far as the sword play and the rig shurikens and things of that nature. I don't mind seeing all that because the way his fights go, it's always a well thought out fight. I mean, it's obvious that he's a smart fighter, whereas Naruto is kind of like the brawler, and that gets very boring. I mean, the same way after a while that I didn't like Goku. Not because he wasn't badass, but just because I'm tired of the Kamehameha. I mean, learn something new, do something new, man. That's all I'm saying, and just introducing different variations of the Rasengan. I mean, learn some sealing techniques, nigga. Like, you got all this chakra. Go learn some different sort of jutsus or something. Like, I'm just getting tired of it. And then you get these power-ups, and you don't get no new sort of techniques with it. You just get different variations of the Rasengan. That's corny to me. But overall, is it a good anime? Yeah, of course. It's interesting. Um, there's plenty of characters to like, and there's plenty of characters to hate. But if you're gonna dislike characters, dislike them for some sort of real reason. You know what I mean? Honestly, if Sasuke wasn't in the show or killed off, I probably wouldn't even watch it anymore. To be honest with you, I mean, there is nobody to balance out Naruto's cheesy corniness. And for those who can't understand why Sasuke is on the revenge path, I mean, look at it this way, right? If he was just to come back and team up with Naruto and actually forget about the revenge path, Shippuden would be so corny. There would be no anti-hero there. There would be no guy out for vengeance at all costs. You need that. Do I think he's gonna come to the village? Do I think he's ever gonna come back? I hope not. I truly hope not. I don't think they would make him the next villain. I think they just make him just that anti-hero guy, he may do something in the war to help out the village, but he doesn't ever plan on going back there. He's going to walk his own path, kind of like that. You know what I mean? I think in the long run, he's going to team up with Naruto in some sort of way, and, they're going to save the day, but I don't see him coming back to the village. I think, he's going to walk his own path and stuff like that, and, maybe he'll pop up here and there for some sort of fights and stuff like that, but I just don't really see him coming back. I hope not. Like, I hope they don't basically Vegeta him and, water down the character, man, and make him soft and, Naruto getting all these great power-ups and he's just, playing second fiddle. That'd be corny. Like, it's cool now because they're on par. That and the writers need to give Naruto some more moves, man. Give him some sealing jutsus or something like that. Stop with all of the Rasengan's, like, that shit is whack. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but that shit is whack to me. I mean, the Futon Rasen Shuriken was cool, but after that, man, he should have started learning something else. I mean, the Shadow Clone thing, I mean, that's cool because that's his trademark thing to do, man, but get that character some more moves, man, and stop bullshitting. OG anime. I'ma holler at y'all till the next one. I'm be doing vids on just pairings of characters and who would win scenarios and I guess the more subscribers that I get, like I said, leave the comments and who y'all think would win. If you want to do a video response, man, that's cool too. I don't discriminate, everybody's welcome to participate. Like I said, it's just cool to know what everybody else out there thinks about this. So if your opinion is different from mine, get at me, send a video response, leave some comments, man. And if you're just gonna curse and all the stupid shit, man, you're welcome to do that too. I'm not gonna take you serious or read it, and I might block you just because you're dumb. Well, maybe you're not dumb, but just because the comment is dumb. Like, if you can't back up anything you're saying with any detail or reason, then just don't say shit at all. Alright?